Students, in the past few lectures, we have learned about average velocity and instantaneous velocity and few problems based on average velocity. Let us now move on to the next question, which is a problem based on average velocity. In this problem, it is mentioned that a particle is at x is equal to plus 5 meter when t is equal to 0 second, and a particle is at minus 7 meter when it is at 6 second, and particle is at plus 2 meter at t is equal to 10 second. Find average velocity of the particle during the interval t is equal to 0 to 6 second, t is equal to 6 second to 10 second, t is equal to 0 second to 10 second. Now, in order to solve this problem, first let me take x-axis. This is origin. I am denoting it with O, origin. This is positive x-axis. This is negative x-axis. Now, what he is giving in the problem, x is equal to 5 meter at t is equal to 0 second. At t is equal to 0 second, body is at 5 meter. Now, let me consider this as 0.5 meter. And this is at t is equal to 0 second. T is equal to 0, body is at 5 meter, and body is at minus 7 meter when t is equal to 6 seconds. Now, where will be minus 7? Obviously, minus 7 should be here, because this is 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Let me take this as minus 7 meter. So this is plus 1, plus 2. Like that, this is plus 5 meter. From the origin, plus 5 meter when t is equal to 0. And from the origin, minus 7 meter at what time? This is at t is equal to 6 second. At t is equal to 6 second, body is at minus 7 meter. And when t is equal to 10 second, body is at plus 2 meter. So body is at plus 2 meter. That means here, body is at this position. It is plus 2. At what time? 10 second. Right? Here we have 3 different points. 1, 2, and 3. First position is this. It is A. Second position is this, B. Third position is this, C. These are the 3 different positions when body is at t is equal to 0 second and 6 second and 10 second. Have you understood this graph? I hope this should be better. Now coming to the questions, you are now supposed to calculate A, where from t is equal to 0 to t is equal to 6 second, you should find out V average. What is the formula for V average? V average will be equal to final displacement minus initial displacement divided by final time minus initial time, or you can write this as delta S divided by delta T, as we have discussed in previous lectures. Now V average is equal to, now in between 0 to 6 second, in between 0 to 6 second, body is at plus 5 meter when t is equal to 0 second, and body is at minus 7 meter when t is equal to 6 second. So that means starting from A, body is coming to position B, right? This is AB. Body is starting at A and it is coming to B, and that is length AB. How much length it is? From here to here it is 5. From here to here it is 7. 7 plus 5, that will be 12 meter. Right? So AB length is 12 meter. And what about time taken here? Time taken is equal to 6 seconds. Substituting that here, 12 meter divided by 6 seconds gives you 2 meter per second. That is average velocity in between 0 to 6 seconds. Now coming to question B. Next question. You should now find out average velocity between t is equal to 6 seconds to t is equal to 10 seconds. So V average is equal to, from 6th to 10th second, body is traveling from here to here, right? This is B and this is C. This is length BC and it is rightward. That is BC divided by time taken. Time taken is how much? Final time is 10. Initial time is 6. That is delta T I am writing. What is BC length? BC total length is from 7 minus 7 to 0. It is 7 meter and it is plus 2 meter. So totally it is 7 plus 2, 9 meter divided by time taken is 10 minus 6 second. So V average is equal to 9 meter divided by 4 second, which is equal to 2.25 meter per second. Right? This is average velocity in the next journey between time t is equal to 6 seconds to 10 seconds. Now coming to question number C. What is asking? In between 0 to 10th second. So at 10 second, where is the body? Body is at 2 meter, right? So at 10 second, body is here, and at 0 second, body is here. This is the total length between initial and final position. So that is CA length. V average is equal to CA vector divided by time taken. Total time from initial to final, 0 to 10 gada. That is delta T. Let me write it as. What is the CA length? CA length is 2 to 5, that is 5 minus 2 divided by time taken 10 minus 0. This is 3 divided by 10, which is equal to 0.3 meter per second. So that is how, as we are dealing with vector quantities, you should be very careful in solving these kind of problems. Students, as we know, in uniform motion, body travels equal length in equal intervals of time. Therefore, velocity is equal to constant. As velocity is constant, change in the velocity will be equal to 0. There is no change in velocity. Body travels from A to B. So in uniform motion, we have one more relation, that instantaneous velocity is equal to average velocity. This thing we have already learned in previous lectures. Coming to the next thing, in non-uniform motion. In non-uniform motion, unequal distances covered in equal intervals of time. So therefore, V is not equal to constant. Is it not? And delta V is not equal to 0. And in this non-uniform motion, we know that instantaneous velocity is not equal to average velocity. That is the difference between uniform and non-uniform motion, right? In case of non-uniform motion, say for example, I'll be taking one simple example and I'll make it clear. This is A and it is B, 2, 3, 5, 10 meter, 10 meter. This is also 10 meter, 10 meter. Now here, first let me take this 10 meter has been traveled with your time 10 second, next 8 second, next 6 second, next 4 second, and next 2 second, right? What about velocity in the first duration? In this first part, it will be 1 meter per second. Coming to the last part, what is its value? 5 meter per second, right? So V initial, this is equal to, I am representing V initial as U. What about V final? Final velocity is not, I am denoting it with V. Initial velocity is 1 meter per second. What about final velocity? This is 5 meter per second. So in this example, clearly, U is not equal to V, right? Initial and final velocities are different. In such cases, sometimes velocity may be increased, sometimes velocity may be decreased, sometimes it may be constant. If it is constant, we do not have any problem. But if it is either increasing or decreasing, that happens with some particular time, right? So here we need to calculate that. So how is this velocity variable with respect to time, right? So in this example, it is clear that velocity of body is variable with time. Now I want to find out how this velocity is varying with respect to time. So therefore, I can simply write change in velocity. How much is change in velocity? Change in velocity. There is some change in the velocity, right? How much change I have to, it is change in velocity. Simply you can write it as delta V divided by this change in velocity. In order to change this velocity, see here it is 1 meter per second. From 1 meter per second, it is changing to 5 meter per second. In order to do so, it is taking some time. That time, how much is the total time? 10 second plus 8 second plus 6 second plus 4 second plus 2 second. So this will be totally 30 second, right? In order to change velocity from 1 meter per second to 5 meter per second, body is taking some time, that is 30 seconds. This gives you time interval. And this is delta t. I will be now representing this as change in velocity with respect to time in non-uniform motion as acceleration. This is represented as acceleration. And remember, in case of uniform motion, delta V is equal to 0. In case of uniform motion, delta V is equal to 0. What about acceleration now? This will be equal to 0 because delta V is equal to 0. A is equal to delta V by delta t. Delta V is equal to 0. A is equal to 0. In uniform motion, acceleration is equal to 0. So we will not calculate acceleration in uniform motion. Whereas coming to non-uniform motion, delta V is not equal to 0, right? So delta V can be positive. Suppose if velocity is increasing, then delta V is positive. Delta V can be negative. Suppose if velocity is decreasing, then delta V can be negative. Therefore, acceleration A is not equal to 0 in non-uniform motion, and acceleration can be positive or negative. Acceleration can be positive or negative, right? In the previous slide, I have explained what is meant by acceleration. Acceleration is simply change in velocity with respect to time interval. The time rate of change of velocity is equal to acceleration. So acceleration A is equal to delta V divided by delta t. And acceleration can be positive or negative. Acceleration, we will be dealing with vector velocity, therefore acceleration is also vector quantity. And what about unit of acceleration? Unit of acceleration will be velocity unit is meter per second. Velocity unit is meter per second. Time unit is second. So finally, unit of acceleration will be meter per second square. So that is what we have learned. We have seen in this equation 1 also. Average velocity is equal to delta V divided by delta T. Right? And you should remember that acceleration is vector. Acceleration is vector quantity. And second point is acceleration can be positive or negative or zero. Acceleration zero mean this will be uniform motion. Acceleration positive mean velocity is increasing. Acceleration negative mean velocity is decreasing. And this velocity is this acceleration, where if it is positive, it is called as acceleration, positive acceleration. Whereas if it is negative, this is called as deceleration, or it is retardation. If acceleration is negative, it is called as retardation. That means velocity goes on decreases with respect to time. Now coming to next thing, average, difference between average and instantaneous acceleration. Right? So we will be now learning acceleration, average acceleration and instantaneous acceleration. This is also same as like how we have dealt with instantaneous velocity and average velocity. As we know, delta V, that means tending to 0, is nothing but dV. Similarly, delta T tending to 0, that gives you dt, right? So simply I can write it as limit delta T tending to 0, delta V divided by delta T is equal to dV divided by dt. What is this dV by dt and delta V by delta T? Acceleration average is equal to delta V divided by delta T, and acceleration instantaneous is equal to dV divided by dt. Now coming to this instantaneous and average accelerations. If I take these two and substitute in this basic relation, I can write it as limit delta T tending to 0. What is delta V by delta T? Delta V by delta T is nothing but A average. This is equal to, what is dV by dt? dV by dt is equal to A instantaneous. So finally, you can write down relation between acceleration and instantaneous acceleration and average acceleration as limit delta T tending to 0, A average is equal to A instantaneous. Fine. Students, we have already learned this part. This we have already learned. A is equal to delta V divided by delta T, which is V minus U by T minus 0. And unit of acceleration is meter per second square. And A bar, acceleration, as I am telling that it is vector quantity, it should have some direction, right? In which direction acceleration will be there. Now, for example, I am taking body is moving in the circular path. This is initial position, say A. At this initial position, body is moving. In which direction it has velocity? This is velocity U. after some particular time, it have reached this new position. P. It have come to the new position, and that new position is V, right? Now, whenever you are going for definition of acceleration, it will be a bar is equal to delta V divided by delta T, which is equal to V bar minus U bar divided by delta T. But is V bar and U bar, they are not in same direction. U bar and V bar are not in same direction, right? V bar and U bar, they are not in same direction. Then in which direction you need to take the acceleration? So it is that, remember, whenever you are dealing with acceleration, acceleration is not simply in the direction of velocity. It is in the direction of change in velocity. So acceleration is in the direction of change in velocity. This part is very, very important. Most of the students and most of you get confused this part. The acceleration is velocity by time. Usually you get used to that definition. Acceleration is velocity by time. In which direction velocity will be there, in that particular direction acceleration will be there. That is usual misconception. Here acceleration is in the direction of change in velocity. Now how to find change in velocity? Simply you will be taking the resultant vector. Now this is V. The resultant of these two is, this is the direction of A. And about this resultant we will be learning in next coming classes. So this is U and this is V. This is the resultant A. Therefore remember, A vector is not in the direction of V. A bar and V bar both are not in same direction, but A bar is in direction of delta V. This part is very, very important. So when we are calculating direction of acceleration, especially for JEE and entrance problems, most of you will make this as consideration. So that means A and V both are in same direction, but that is wrong. A bar is in the direction of delta V.